This call is being recorded.
All right, thank you very much for your patience.
Yeah, of course.
May I get your natal chart details, please?
Okay, so my date of birth is December 1st, 1986.
Oh, nice. December 1st. And then what time?
The time 8 a.m.
8 a.m. And where at?
The location is Edison, New Jersey.
Oh, nice. I used to go to school. I used to go to grade school in West Orange.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, I went to
Oh, wow.
Catholic school. There we go. Yeah. A long time ago. That's up.
Were you born in New Jersey?
I was born in Phoenix, but I lived in New Jersey basically my whole life and until like college. So I remember
Wow.
we went to the Edison Memorial too, or something like that. I don't know if they still have it. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm completely mind blown because you didn't tell me you were a triple Sag. I didn't know I was starting my day off
I
with
am triple Sag.
wow. I wish I knew only because I feel like that's like that's like a rare occurrence. I feel like I'm meeting a legendary Pokemon, and I don't want to
You
call it
know,
a Pokemon. But like, yeah.
I'm just starting to get into astrology, and I was like, wow, triple Sag. I'm like, that's got to be something.
Well, not only is it something, the astro nerd in me is going wild because you are also alien gang. So you have an alien construct in your chart that's very relevant. And so when I give you the recording to this, I'm going to include this alien construct article because similar to Capricorns born in the 90s, it's very fascinating because Sagittarius is the advent of God consciousness. It's the very first collective zodiac sign. And so as a collective representative, which is even cooler because you're quintessentially the creator. You know, this archetype is literally you being this representation of the meaning of life and creation. So to see that you have Saturn and Uranus on your sun, moon, and rising is legitimately legendary, and you're legitimately a legend. So I
Wow.
no, but it's to the point that the fact that I'm even talking to you is just like really wild because now my life may literally change. Like this is the gift that you give to everybody. I would say when someone is ready to start a new cycle and when somebody is, ready to step into the next level, they're going to meet you. The universe is going to put you across their path. And you're in a position to show people directly and truth blast the crap out of people. Oh my God. And you have Chiron and Gemini. So this is going to be very fun. So I'm going to give you the alien construct article, which is important because you have once again Saturn and Uranus on the rising. So what this would count as is not, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It's really cool because
No, this is awesome. I'm so happy to be doing this.
no, but like this is one of the most amazing charts I've ever read just off the strength. Alien construct like you is so rare and legendary. Your existence alone is literally shifting the advent of consciousness, and you literally bring people to the next level. So, once again, really take your time with this article. It's fascinating.
Uh-huh.
I have Uranus and Saturn on my moon in Capricorn, but I don't have the rising and sun. So I'm a vessel of these supernatural energies, especially with Uranus, which is this claircognizant vision. I mean, with Uranus on the rising, you can express genius. You can march to any station, talk to anyone of any station of life. You can channel energy, channel high frequency beings. You can literally see the future in Sagittarius. And then with the vessel energy, you can coral electrical energy. You can literally read the minds of teenagers, predict conceptions, elections, and with the power here, you can deprogram, brainwash individuals, shock others into reality. Saturn is going to bring this more grounded karmic element where you can turn time backwards and forwards, recognize ego-driven schemes, false leaders, protect those and energetically assist those women in pregnancy, fight intergalactic wars, confront the dark side of wind. So these are all going to be in the article. But to see that
Mhm.
all this is in Sagittarius means that at the core of your being and at the expression of your spirit and as an instrument, mind, body, and soul, you are a fusion of these celestial godly energies. So this makes you, if there was a classification, you would be an eternal. You're definitely an eternal being. It's like you're the personification of the phoenix fire and creation, goddess force, goddess force. And it's very important if we think about the significance here, because you with Saturn here, this literally legitimately makes you a karmic lord, in that as a personification of karma. People who come at you incorrectly or impurely can, I mean, it could literally mean life and death. Not even because you feel like really negative about it. I feel like with the Sagittarius vibe, you can literally capture what someone did and still have the unconditional understanding to forgive them and to really see beyond their intent. It's just Saturn in your chart won't. And Saturn in your chart will penalize them. And Pluto in your chart may legitimately kill them. And this is just because the very unstable element of the magic that you represent is no nonsense, with Pluto extremely here in
Mhm.
Scorpio. So it's kind of like extra bodyguard and protection, especially with Gemini and Sagittarius. We're the two signs that, like, we can kind of, it's not like Pisces that will give people chances in this very like giving tree way. Gemini and Sagittarius can let things fly that maybe sometimes we shouldn't. And so this is kind of like extra precaution. I hate to say it like that, but that's the first thing I really wanted to say, especially with Uranus right next to the AC. You quintessentially at your core are an innovator. You're here to innovate meaning and magic. And to see Chiron in the seventh, you have healing communication. So everything that you say will mercilessly trigger somebody to the core of their mind, because your vibration heals, very stuck or unenlightened as facets of people's mind. But
Mhm.
that's a fancy way of saying you trigger people, because the truth will piss people off before it sets them free. But regardless, anyone's ability to accept, especially as marvelously blunt as Sagittarius's a magic is in perception, you're literally in a position to show people the truth of who they are. And the North Node really unlocked this facet of you in order to fully arrow Sagittarius, shoot this towards directly other people. And you're in line for a Jupiter return that's going to really complete the synthesis and deeper divine understanding of the reason why. Because Gemini answers what, Virgo answers how, Sagittarius answers what it means if you think of the dictionary where you have the word of Gemini and then the meaning of Sag, and then Pisces answers why. So to see that you have Mars and Jupiter in the fourth, Sagittarius, when they go to sleep, their home is the dream realm. And if we think that, once again, in order to like a stellium in Sagittarius like this is like literally the definition of magic to me. So that's why I really got excited, because people will see you, and despite the controversial nature, because according to science, you don't even exist. Like, you only exist in science fiction or fantasy. So to see Neptune so close to this, I'm also going to put Neptune instrument alien, where you reflect the inherent god and goddess within each human being. All Sagittarius risings have superpowers, because Capricorn is a superpower and second house is what you have. And so Neptune, that is in the sign of the second house, legitimately speaks of, like most Sagittarius risings, especially born in the late 80s and 90s, especially seeing 86, which is really gangster. By the way, you are legitimately a gangster because you have Saturn on your sun and rising. For example,
I
50 Cent,
I am a little gangster, actually.
I think you're a lot of gangster, and you're not even just like gangster. It's like you're an innovative G. Like everything, like MacGyver, like anything you touch, like you bring to the next level, or you think outside the box. But 50
Yeah.
Cent has 50 Cent has Saturn on his sun in Cancer, and the power of Saturn is so pronounced. If you think that, let me see, Kim Kardashian also has Saturn on her sun. But if you think 50 Cent has made tens of millions of dollars selling water, that's Saturn in Cancer on his sun. It's like he monetized his element. And in Sagittarius, especially post Saturn return, this is you stepping into the karmic authority personified of the integrity of meaning, being this master teacher. And once again, Sagittarius is the ascended being. And so you have this all-seeing nature of, with Uranus, being able to innovate everything. If you think of this as a filter and instrument, everything you see. But with Neptune, you're now manifesting this vision and meaning, to manifest with Capricorn incredible power to step into anything you want to bring into. And because Neptune is the astral realm of imagination, you're literally drawing anything out of imagination into reality. And Saturn, the ruler of your second, in your 12th, but marked by the first, is you harnessing this connection with Saturn that is the third dimensional reality through you. So, everything about Sagittarius is also creation from nothing into something. So, this is supernatural manifestation power, especially drawing from the 12th house Scorpio, where the ruler of your 12th house is in its dignity. Pluto in Scorpio is so intense. And to see Venus and Mercury here mean that at a transcendent level, you have this supernatural ability for your mind to process the deepest wisdom of an experience. And the way this works, because remember, at this goddess conscious level or a god conscious level, this foregoes and flies in the face of logic and inductive or deductive reasoning. So with energy like this, you can walk into the room and 5 minutes ago, I'm the only one in the room. I stole 5 cookies from the cookie jar. And then you walk into the room and you make a beeline for the kitchen and you're like, why did you steal cookies? And now I'm like, there's no way you could have known that, because like, if there were like maybe cookie crumbs, like if you had Virgo, okay, there's cookie crumbs on the table. Like you noticed the 3 cookie crumbs on the table that no one noticed. But you don't even need that. You just have this very deep wisdom that will guide you there. You don't even have to know, but you still know. Does that
Yeah,
resonate? Okay, thank you.
100%. That is everything you're describing is literally me.
Okay, because I need you. I mean, I was gonna say I need you to know. I think you're well aware of this, but I was just gonna say that alone uh terrifies the living crap out of people. And
Hmm.
people are like highly intimidated of you,
Yeah.
especially if like, if someone, it doesn't make people like instant believers, but like, in a conversation with someone is remarking on how they don't like your shirt, and you're talking to them about the weather, and you're like, yeah, the weather is, so amazing. It's such a good day to walk around with a shirt that people don't like. And now they're like, did she just read my mind? Like, how did
Hmm.
and whether you know or not, like this is the magical experience that you reflect. But with now, unlike me, that has my moon once again in Capricorn, with this, your sun here makes you aware of this dynamic. I don't have awareness of this alien soul power I have. But whereas I'm just a vessel of this, you are the vessel and fusion with the spiritual expression. And it's so very important to establish that, because this is the 80s version before the Capricorns have this in the 90s that we have, and then the alien kids have this in the 2000s in Aquarius. So the Sagittarius and other alien Sages that have this is based off of what, if everyone in the late 80s who taps into this outer planet Sag energy, had a base, you would be like the central magic they draw this from. So if you think of a show like The Magicians, where they draw from a magical source, you are this magical being. And this kind of, it literally makes you a living, walking goddess. And I want to be careful with how I say it, because like words like goddess and like God are really more seen as like, compliments or hitting on people or these egoic,
Yeah.
but in every sense of the word, you literally define this. And that's everything that the South Node in Sagittarius has been really helping you unlock, how do I bring this fullness and of the meaning of who I am to unlock truth for other people, which has made this quite the chapter, and it's going to come into manifesting your lifestyle. So this Scorpio energy will always make you be misunderstood because it's going to directly tie you into the hidden wisdom of a situation in ways that are expressly occult and will not be linear and will really, enable you the deepest understanding. Honestly, this 12th house energy can also be an energy of undoing because it can bring Pluto in the 12th can bring major paranoia. Like you can be in a position where you're convinced the government is spying on you and people feel like you're, dealing with all these conspiracy theories. And it could really be troubling because the 12th house will bring this very delusional sense. Like you'll at some point think, well, I don't think you would personally, but it can cause one to think, oh my gosh, I'm delusional. Like there's no one who I can share this with who doesn't really look at me like something's wrong. And
Hmm.
that would be one thing if like maybe you're just, a little cuckoo or maybe like, you're just a little paranoid. But it's another thing when everything that you're paranoid is with to the T entirely accurate. And now it puts you in a weird position where it's like, how do you make sense to other people this? But the trick of the 12th house is you don't. It's a hidden secret. And so, especially with this nature, you're able to literally look and see through the nature of government, authority figures. Scorpio, of course, is the hidden nature of social dynamics. So this is going to realistically uh, tap you in very, very, very powerfully into this nature of not only hidden secrets, but it's also going to really activate, this very hidden understanding of also how powerfully you not only, draw these secrets out from people, but because in the 12th house, it's indirect in a sense where you could be talking about uh, the weather, right? But you really want someone to open up about the feelings that you can feel they're hiding. And it's not like you're being indirect, but like even if you didn't have that intent, please correct me if I'm wrong. I can imagine that certain people unconsciously or directly just spill the beans for you and
Hmm.
really reveal a lot of secrets about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Thanks for that
definitely.
confirmation. A
Yeah.
lot of that, of course, is going to be because, especially with Chiron and Gemini, like anything that they're in a position to realistically maybe not process or whatnot, this will not only help them do it, but it'll put them more in a position to accept it too. But regardless, it's very fascinating. That Scorpio 12th house can really have you be stuck because it's like the 12th house Scorpio with the Venus there, your heart is so extreme. You're not wishy-washy in the way you love. You're very extremely passionate or not. And the 12th will give you an instant sense of what your spiritual connection will be with someone and if it's worth it or not.
Yeah.
Even right, even if they don't know. And so this really puts you in a position to realistically uh tap into this. And so sometimes you can like understand what's gonna happen, and that can cause you to be stuck. It's like your Scorpio picks up that someone's going to cheat on you, and then
Yep.
you get so focused, and it's because you're so psychic. There's credence to it, but you can get so focused to it that you're stuck. And the lesson of the 12th is to surrender it, because uh, as a Sagittarius ascended being, you can always change what the 12th house reveals. Even if it
Yeah.
happens like that, you can always change your perception around it. So something to
That's
keep in mind.
that's definitely something that has happened in all of my romantic relationships. I will literally just wake up one day, know that they're going to cheat on me, and then I just like check out of the relationship, but I'm still physically in the relationship. until they cheat on me. But like I already knew that they were going to cheat on me.
Right, and it's honestly, I've had that feeling too. It's just like a sense where you can just get a feeling of like how scenarios will be and what'll happen, and oh my gosh, it could be very painful, especially with the Scorpio, because you'll feel it so intensely. Um,
Yeah.
it's just a reminder of the ascended level that you're at, and not for you to like not for you to just not for me to even say this to like toot your own horn or to feel supreme about it, but there's responsibility with this that with Saturn you maintain, and at this point you've completed. North Node in Aries is also your destiny of coming into individual independence using the resources of the social support you have from a group, especially with the MC in Libra. You're a community leader of artists. You're someone who inspires this, community gathering for so much amazing experiences to occur. And I've always seen Sagittarius as like the event planner as well, which is a big.
Mhm.
So, Jupiter that's going to return, you may realistically move next year, or you may have already moved if it's in your plans. And this really speaks of the hidden insight and understanding of not just wisdom, but also this element of, how do I say it, meaning and divine understanding. You're able to really, with Mars, take action in very abstract ways, which juxtapose more so how realistically you're in a position to powerfully tap into all this magic. It's really just difficult to say because, once again, this could be through your imagination a vehicle of once again manifesting anything, because the ruler of the Neptunian fourth is in the second. So subconsciously, you may find that what you visualize and imagine literally step you into the next experience. But other than that, your chart is one of the most amazing I've seen, and every chart I see is super amazing. I just really love, concentrated charts like this with these alien constructs. It's just so amazing, and to see this confirmation, it's one thing to see it, but to meet people who live it. Uh, Thank you so much, like just for being you. You really brighten my day, and this is the gift that you give to everybody. But being born on a new moon right before this, you're the new vision, and you have all the control and innovative genius with this here. So thanks in advance. If my life miraculously changes, I know it's because I we had this energy exchange. And not only that, for example, you'll see in the article, Moon Uranus could read the mind of teenagers. I have this in Capricorn as a Taurus rising. So I
Mhm.
remember I had to escort a child to the bathroom in this boys and girls club that I was at. And of course, he was a little shorter than me. So his name was also Michael. I put my left hand on his head and he asked me, how much money does he have in his wallet? And I heard in my head, 21, 21, 21. And I said that, and he gave me a look on his face. It was like, there's no way you got that right. And I gave him a look like, there's no way I got that right. And that was my
Mhm.
first, this was like years ago when I was like 12. This is my first ever experience of psychic power. I didn't know about astrology. I didn't know about these alien constructs. It was years later that I read, oh, I have Uranus on my moon. I could read the mind of teenagers. And because it was an earth sign, um, physical touch induced it. That's why when I touched his head, I heard it. But right after, at that moment, I tried to guess his number or fruit and I got it wrong. And that's when I realized, okay, it's unconscious because my moon was there. I couldn't force it. Now, that was my experience with you with Sagittarius and the sun. Unlike me, that had the limitation of not being able to like force it, you're directly aware of it. You could directly control it. And instead
Mhm.
of it having to be just touch based, it's more visual. So you're going to see flash insights that may be so quick they register as thoughts. But I just want to express, this is legitimately supernatural and just super amazing, which takes all this amazing magic and aligns it to your identity. And your destiny is to creatively, in your own individual way, express that, unlock the inner child of people, and express your identity through that. And as a result, heal the truth of how people, freely express themselves. So, did you have any questions at all?
Um, I came across something the other day. I was just like Googling what the house is and my chart meant. And I forget which house it was and what sign it was. I have a terrible memory, but it said that a certain placement basically means like I'm expected to have like a lot of betrayals
Oh wow.
in my life.
I wonder if it's the
And
Scorpio.
that's what it may be. And
Yeah.
then I like it was the first line in the description of the house, and I was like, oh my God, that's like exactly what every person I've ever had a relationship with, whether platonic or romantic, I have always been betrayed.
Damn.
And I was just wondering if you see anything in my chart that will suggest when that is going to end.
No, I love that you said that. So it is a Scorpio. The 12th house is clandestine partnerships, and it tests purity. This is why Pluto has a disgust response for most human beings, because right off the bat, you're looking into someone's eyes and you already see how evil or how dark they are. And this is unconscious. So they may mean well, but you already see all the ways that hurt you. And so your Sagittarius is processing this, but still experiencing it, right? And it's very deep. The South Node going over this is going to unlock this. And I think it's going to have you overcome this now that the North Node has gone over your 7th. You finish your Saturn return and you're in like chapter 4, Jupiter in the 4th house of this. So I feel like the South Node going over that 12th house will unlock the hidden aspect of what unconsciously attracts these lessons for you, because really it's more so the quality of most people, because loyalty is royalty. And so it's kind of keying you into, it's not like, oh, what am I going to do to stop attracting this? It's I hate to say that. It's like most people are kind of trash. Like as far as like just being not loyal, it's like it's rare to find people who are actually loyal. So it's really
Yeah,
just
you're right.
right. So it's more of a reminder of how legendary you are, and how to really trust these, because it is, you are overcoming this with the South Node, in that it's going to really change the dynamic of how you're more aware of this and deal with this. But
Yeah, like I just recently got out of a relationship in July, and I really do feel like I'm past all of it. Like I'm like it's
right.
not gonna happen again.
And a lot of
And
that is the nodes, the North Node in your 7th. You cleared that destiny and karma.
yeah, I really feel like I feel like a completely different person
That's
ever
beautiful.
since like that chapter ended. And I feel like I'm just like walking into a new chapter, and it's just not like it just looks so bright.
No, that's beautiful. Honestly, I hate that I have to cut the call short, but I'm going to send you this recording right now.
Okay.
And I hope to keep in touch. This is really amazing.